experimental version of the plane has secretly been flying for almost 5 years, and we're confident that it massively overpowers the capabilities of any other nation. There's no other nation. We know every other plane. I've seen every one of them, and it's not even close. This is the next level. You know, level 5 is good. This is level 6. You're saying. The F-47 is equipped with state-of-the-art stealth technology. It's virtually unseeable and unprecedented power. It's the most power of any jet of its kind ever made. Maneuverability, likewise, is there's never been any.
Morning, Angry Bear Cop Watch.
Power and speed.
Good to see you, bud. Is Callahan still driving?
Which is something that you don't hear very often. America's enemies will never see it coming. Hopefully we won't have to use it for that purpose, but you have to have it. And if it ever happens, they won't know what the hell hit them.
I don't know what it's over 2 means. Anyone know what it's over 2? But this is strong leadership. This is strength in every way, not just next generation fighter jets, but in every single way. Strong leadership is what can save this country. All the way to the top, and then all the way through our school systems as well.
Oh, okay.
866-95-PATRIOT, my Center Breitbart News Dallas, spread the word.
The Wilkow Majority.
I popped in there about 2 o'clock in the morning. I woke up. I lurked. I didn't say anything. Gave him a like. Watched for a couple minutes and shut it off. Went back to sleep. Ooh, nice and cool today. 37 now, high of 40. Maybe a little bit more rain. Those clouds look like possibly some more rain today. Been a gloomy weekend. Ain't seen the sun all weekend. We had fun yesterday though. My youngest son had him and his girlfriend had a baby shower. My first grandson coming in May. That was pretty cool. I got to meet her. Kind of weird. Just now meeting her. Grab a coffee. Speedway up here. Hey, you too, man. I appreciate you popping in. It's been a while, especially on this backup channel. Good to see you, man. Have a great day. we got B? Number 1 seed?
That was Trump's at the NCAA Wrestling Championship.
Oh.
So we told the whole story earlier today. We don't have time, but it's just awesome. That guy who won, major upset, second lieutenant in the Air Force, and went over and saluted his commander-in-chief, draped in the American flag, went over and gave him a huge hug. Trump said, "I'm so proud of him." It's like, what in the world was that? How could that possibly have happened in real life? It happened this weekend, so I mean, it's worth watching the whole 15-minute match, but certainly the ending is like ridiculously iconic and perfect. It's absurd movie. We didn't have time to do a humble ode to wrestling earlier today, but we can definitely tie it into everything that we've been talking about right now. About the importance of leadership and fighting. Every time, I don't know anything about wrestling, but I know a bit about the ancients. And the ancients were all about wrestling. It was in the first Olympics. Wrestling is a noble sport. The first Olympics were running, chariot racing, horse racing, boxing, and wrestling. And wrestling is always used as a metaphor for moral development, right? And struggle towards virtue and self-improvement. Wrestling is a requirement for virtue, actually. That's why John Adams wanted the symbol of America to be the greatest wrestler ever, Hercules. Isn't that amazing? Like, that's what John Adams wanted, the seal of America to be Hercules. Right? The scene where he was choosing between the easy path with all the pleasures of life guaranteed, or the path that was led by the female figure called virtue up a rugged mountain. That's what he wanted for America.
Morning, Oklahoma.
So it's got to be the hard way. It's the only way. So kudos to men like Wyatt Henderson, but we all need to channel that. I think a resurgence of wrestling should be a part of the American Golden Era. I like that. We need that mentality.
Not to stop, grab a cup of coffee.
All of us. Slater at Breitbart.com. Slater at Breitbart.com is my email. Slater Radio on Twitter and Instagram. Hope we can do it again tomorrow. Mike Slater, Breitbart News Daily. Spread the word.
Be right back.
If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-553-6800. That's 800-553-6800. Once again, that's 800-553-6800.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees, no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Human dignity, secure borders. We are Channel 125. Conservative principles live here.
News this hour from townhall.com. Our next column. Police have rounded up suspects following multiple fatalities. fatalities, deadly weekend shooting in New Mexico. Authorities say a 20-year-old man and 3 teens have been arrested on suspicion of murder following a shooting that left 3 people dead and 15 injured. The shooting occurred at Young Park in Las Cruces, New Mexico, Friday night. Police say an altercation broke out after an unauthorized car show had drawn about 200 people to the park. The gunshot victims ranged in age from 16 to 36. Investigators say the suspects could face additional charges. I'm Mike Hempel. Almost 200 Venezuelans in the U.S. illegally, some of them accused gang members, have been sent back to their homeland. The Trump administration put them on a plane that has since landed in Caracas. At the same time, the administration continues its court fight defending its deportation policies. The war in Ukraine rages on, even as a fresh round of ceasefire talks now underway in Saudi Arabia.
On the front line, attacks in Ukraine and Russia are continuing. Russia launched a barrage of drones across Ukraine on the weekend that including a father and his 5-year-old daughter in Kyiv.
Morning, Jody.
Also launching drones with the Russian military saying it intercepted 28 overnight.
Correspondent Aeon Kim. Israel continues
All right.
firing Hamas targets in Gaza, including in places.
Well, I got to make an appointment. My check engine light's still on. Sure, it's an emissions thing.
Hospital in southern Gaza targeted a high-ranking Hamas
But-
official who was being treated there. He was killed along with a teenager who had recently undergone.
There's actually a recall for
Ahead of this morning's opening
this situation,
bell,
so-
stock futures sharply higher. Dow futures up 404 points.
Oof,
Nasdaq
got water in
futures
here,
up
too.
302. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Healthcare is complicated. It doesn't have to be. If you don't love how your health insurance works, maybe it's time to leave traditional health insurance behind.
here we
Take
go.
charge of your healthcare with Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM offers you flexibility. Enroll anytime, choose your own provider, and select the program that fits your needs and budget. CHM is the original faith-based way of taking care of your medical bill costs. Learn more at chministries.org/wellness.
You heard me talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too with their 3-week Quick Start Kit for only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce.
Yeah, this is something I think that whatever is happening is a common. I mean, it's not doing much. It's not put it in lit mode or anything. It's not blinking. It's just on steady.
Virginia's Eastern District.
It was Saturday morning when 33-year-old Jessica Abram was found dead at her Arlington home. The former federal prosecutor
See what they
resigned
say.
from her position with the U.S. Attorney's Office in Northern Virginia 2 months ago, a role to which she was nominated by former President Biden in 2021. Abram served as U.S. Attorney from October 2021 until early 2025, when she stepped down to allow President Trump to select her successor. The Eastern Division of Virginia office oversees cases related to national
I don't think it's. I've been from the same place I always do. No place new. Yeah, that's always my thought. But I've gone through 2 tanks with it, so we'll see. Yeah, I know that's always my first thought too. Light don't bother me that bad. Only thing that sucks is whenever the check engine light's on, I can't use my my remote start. So I'll be like, hey, turn off this alarm or I'm canceling the remote start.
Allow me to simplify.
Yeah, I know, it's dumb as fuck. You can't even do it from the fob.
Lawfare.
I mean, normally I do it from the app on my phone, but even with you can't even do it on the fob whenever there's a light, a check engine light. So, yeah, I'll probably just cancel it if they can't fix it.
The number is staggering, even for my expectations. But right now, there are, in some form or another, some
somewhat resolved, some maybe in some part of the process.
I mean, I keep up regular maintenance on this thing. You know I do.
125, approximately 125 lawsuits against you, the American people.
It's the issue that the
Donald Trump
manufacturer's talking about, though, that I got to do it at the dealership.
or some particular secretary or otherwise. But
I actually got a letter back in January about it being a common problem.
you, the American it's really easy to understand when you think of it.
I bought a new car over it. Shit. Wish I could afford to do that.
Who has paid the price? Who continues?
I just bought new tires for this last year.
Literally in the form of
Already got 50,000 miles on those.
and fraud, criminal use of taxpayer dollars, because there have been plenty of cases of documented fraud in the states and within the federal government that, if in any other situation, would be charged as a crime and should be. But this lawfare, legal warfare, however you want to call it, against Donald Trump is against you. If we fund the government, we pay the cost. The government has to defend against these cases. That's at your cost. And the Democrats don't care. They simply don't care. They don't care if you live or die. They don't care if you live well. They don't care if your safety is questionable at best, depending on the neighborhood, and it's not limited to the bad neighborhoods anymore. They don't care if your economic security is don't care. Because you're just cannon for their political goals. And if
Still got spunk. It's not like it's affecting the power on the car, whatever it is.
How can it be up for debate? We're not 100 days into his presidency, although that's a fake marker set up by the politicians in Washington on both sides. We're not even there yet. But yet, there are some 125 lawsuits that have been filed. And it's time for Congress. It really is. Problem, of course, the United States Senate, led by those in opposition more than those who are for you. On the Republican side, you have Mitch McConnell, Lisa Murkowski, and Susan Collins, the trifecta of fake Republicans, and a couple of others who from time to time waffle around and back and forth for their own.
Unfortunately, that's a huge expense, too, if it needs to be repaired.
And then you have the Democrats.
That'd be the case. I would be trading this in.
The Senate Minority Leader. And there's not much difference between them and the fake Republicans. Even in the face of reality, stark reality, facts and truth, the Democrats and the fake Republicans won't stand for law and order, rights and powers under the Constitution of the executive, and anything related to common sense. There's not another view available. And if you think there is, I'd like to hear it. 866. Last week,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about the there's a recall on this exact issue, though. We're just on a notice of possible recall.
To usurp and commit a judicial coup.
From what I remember in the reading of it, it was exactly what's happening. So,
for his part, against the executive branch of the United States government, duly elected by.
I'd like to run this car for another, at least up to 200,000 miles.
It does not require all of the people. It requires an electoral victory. So we, the people, made a choice. Today, the Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit will hear oral arguments on whether a lower court can commit a judicial coup when the executive branch has designated a foreign terrorist organization and begins the efforts or continues the efforts to deport those members of that foreign terrorist organization or others deemed within their powers in that flight, that now more famous flight. I don't want to call it infamous because that has a negative connotation when in fact it was quite a positive thing. So Judge Boasberg, a Democrat judge.
Oh, I know.
The administration is.
Well, they make money, but they just have to go through hoops to get it.
The process and due process, but they were actually not given.
Recalls are paid by the manufacturer. They just have to go through them for it. They don't make as much money.
On the TRO, the temporary restraining. They were not considered. How dare the people elect someone, a president, duly elected by
My sister's a service manager at Ford, so I understand.
Any party, as long as they're an American citizen. That's the restriction.
I understand how it works. Just they would rather you not know. But technically, by law, they're supposed to run it and check it anytime you bring a car in.
The rights and responsibilities of the executive.
Supposed to run the VIN every single time.
But left-wing Democrat Boasberg issued his word, and those criminals were delivered. And Obama appointed leftists wanted to stop foreign terrorists from being deported. He ordered more information on the flights. That's none of your business. But today, that three-judge panel heard those oral arguments because one man follows the process and the Constitution. President Trump, Donald John Trump.
Yeah, they had to
Of course, these judges
close down northbound I-75 the other day, Saturday. Some dude hit this overpass up here.
Of course, the reporters all gathered
He hit a
together and dying to ask their questions. And in this
bucket
case,
loader on the trailer, and it was up too high. It knocked this one, but he smacked the one after this one.
Of potential impeachment of U.S. District Judge James Boasberg.
Yeah.
So is President Trump still calling for the impeachment of Judge Boasberg in this case, despite what Chief Justice Scalia said yesterday?
Of course the president stands by his comments, absolutely, as do we all, as does the entire administration. You cannot have a democracy where single individual district court judges can assume the full total powers of the commander-in-chief. Even on the Supreme Court, it takes the agreement of 5 Supreme Court justices to change a federal policy. 5. A single district court judge out of 700 cannot set.
This is a major freeway to get shut down.
Security and public safety issues. The president has been clear that he has tremendous respect for Justice Roberts and believes it's essential the Supreme Court crack down and stop this assault on our democracy from these radical, rogue judges that are usurping the powers of the presidency and laying waste to our entire constitutional system.
Now, in the reply submitted to the D.C. Circuit last Wednesday, the government administration said, and I quote, wrote, and I quote, the district court is continuing to attempt to pry sensitive information from the government. All of the district's court's orders should be stayed in the executive branch's standing as a co-equal branch.
Thing is, they're fucking working on them at the same time, so they just delayed the work that it's already taken for fucking ever.
Co-equal. And the judge's attempt to request sensitive information did not guarantee that he would receive it, and he did not. The Democrats, with their lawsuits, have decided that they will carry out a judicial coup against a duly elected president. But they're really carrying out warfare against the American people, who was raped this weekend by an illegal alien, who was assaulted in some way by an illegal alien, who was robbed or their store burglarized by an illegal alien, who was held captive by an illegal alien criminal. Does the left care? No. Do they care about the numerous charges of those deported terrorists? Because that's what they are. Working in concert with Cartel de los Soles in Venezuela and the Maduro government as an execution arm of their illegal activities abroad and here in the United States, stated by Maduro and his government. That's their job. Do the Democrats care about you? No, they do not. You don't matter. Your death, your life doesn't matter. Democrats don't care whether you live or die, just that they get their way. And they will continue. It's time for the Supreme Court to step in. The president has followed the Constitution, has followed due process, even in face of over 100 and up or down. This is called 125 lawsuits filed. 866-95-PATRIOT 957-2874. Keep an eye on that. I don't know the time of the hearing, just that it's today.
Mondays.
Some answer before the
Gloomy Mondays.
or at least before the shows. 866-95-PATRIOT 957-2874. You can weigh in. David Webb Show on X and on Truth. When it comes to getting life insurance for your family, there are a lot of excuses that can get in the way. Maybe you think you can't afford it, it's too complicated. Maybe you think your work coverage is enough. You need to check out Ethos Life. They are the online easy way to get life insurance in as little as 10 minutes. Ethos has rates you can afford, like a $500,000 term life policy for a 40-year-old male, starting at just $1 a day or $30 monthly. Now rates can increase the longer you wait, so don't put it off. With Ethos, you can get up to $3 million.
Oh, the walleye are running. Those guys are like on the banks fishing up by Waterville.
Ask yourself this.
Lined up
Something happened
all weekend,
who would pay them?
sun up to sundown.
Pay the kids' education and the other bills. Forget the excuses. Check out Ethos Live, the better way to get life insurance. For your free quote, visit getethos.com/web. That's getethos.com/web. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
The will count majority.
Coming up right after the David Webb Show, Joe Biden wants back into politics. Can it get any worse for the Democrats? I don't know. We'll talk about it after Webb.
The will count majority coming up next at noon East after the David Webb Show on Sirius XM Patriot.
Happy for medicine number. Has video game addiction shattered your family? You're not alone. Today's $200 billion video game industry intentionally hooks kids, feeling isolation, chaos, depression, even suicide attempts. According to a recent American Psychological Association study, compulsive gaming significantly increases the risk of severe depression and self-harm among teens. Your family may qualify for significant compensation. Call now for your free consultation. 800-931-5406. That's 800-931-5406. Big gaming profits while families suffer. Enough is enough. It's time these powerful companies answer for the harm they've caused. This is not a class action. Your family has individual rights, and your voice matters. Fight back, hold them accountable, and protect others from experiencing the same pain. Call 800-931-5406 now. Again, 800-931-5406. Your call matters. Call 800-931-5406. That's 800-931-5406.
PatriotSoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money. Easy to learn, easy to use. Small business software tailored just for you. With PatriotSoftware.com.
Hey, Joko.
Keep your time and money.
Just rolling up to my stop here.
Stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare.
I'll be on the regular channel in a little bit.
For cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to
Peace, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you in a bit.
cancellation guide.
If you're going to be on the main channel, thanks for riding with me.
That's 800-261-2626.